Squid Game Season 3 should have been a masterpiece. After the explosive success of Season 1 and the tense build-up of Season 2, we deserved a finale that hit hard, emotionally, thematically, and narratively. Instead, what we got was a mess. A frustrating, poorly written mess that abandoned everything that made Squid Game great. I don't say this lightly. I loved Squid Game. I defended Season 2 when people called it slow. I analyzed every detail, every character, every social critique. But Season 3, no, this was bad. And today, I'm breaking down exactly why it failed, from its baffling character choices to its wasted potential and beyond. 1. The Junhee and Baby Problem. Let's start with the biggest issue, Junhee and her child. The entire season revolved around them, protecting them, sacrificing for them, making them the moral center of the story. And you know what? It didn't work at all. Here's why Junhee was a weak character. In Season 2, Junhee was just there. She didn't stand out, she didn't have a compelling arc, she was a background player. So why in Season 3 did the writers suddenly decide she was the most important person in the game? Well, she didn't earn this focus. She wasn't clever like Sabia. She wasn't ruthless like Sangwoo. She was just a pregnant woman in danger, and the show expected us to care just because of that. And then there's the baby. Oh, the baby. Look, I get it. Kids in danger are supposed to make us emotional, but what the baby looks like, it was animated in Microsoft Paint. It's really hard to feel anything. Compare this to Season 1, where every death hurt because we knew the characters. Well, here, the baby was a plot device, not a person. And when the entire season hinges on protecting something that feels fake, the stakes actually disappear. And let's talk about how everyone suddenly became obsessed with saving Junhee. Yes, she was hurt. Yes, she had a child, but so what? Everyone in Squid Game is hurt. Everyone has someone they want to protect. Why was her suffering more important than, say, the guy who got his legs smashed, or the mother who just watched her son die? It felt forced, like the writers needed a moral dilemma, but couldn't make it feel natural. So instead, they shoved a baby into the plot and hoped we wouldn't notice how flimsy it all was. 2. JUNHO, the most wasted character in Squid Game history. Now, let's talk about JUNHO. Oh, JUNHO, the man who did nothing for 2 whole seasons and somehow got more screen time in Season 3 just to do even less. His entire arc went nowhere. He spent all of Season 2 investigating the games. Okay, fine. Then in Season 3, he keeps investigating. And what does he find? The island in the last 20 minutes of the season. And what does he do with this discovery? Nothing. No confrontation. No big reveal. No payoff, just, oh, I found it. Cool, great, wow, riveting. The captain twist that wasn't a twist. And let's not forget the shocking reveal that the captain was evil, except we all knew that from episode 1. There was no suspense, no build-up, just Junho slowly figuring out something the audience already knew. This is bad writing. If you're going to dedicate so much time to a character, they need to matter. Junho didn't. He was a filler. And in a season that already felt bloated, well, that's unforgivable. 3. Deaths that meant nothing. One of Squid Game's greatest strengths was its deaths. In Season 1, every loss hurt because we knew these people. Their deaths meant something. Whether it was Ali's ending, Ji-young's sacrifice, or even Sangwoo's brutal end. Well, in Season 3, not so much. Minsu's death, the only one that worked. I'll give credit where it's due. Minsu's death landed. It was tragic. It was earned. It had weight because we cared about him. Because his story built to that moment. But everyone else, forgettable. So many characters died just to protect Junhee's baby. And because we barely knew them, their sacrifices felt empty. Compare this to Season 1. Remember when Ki-yeon stood there for Ilnam as he died? Remember when Sabia bled out alone? Those scenes wrecked us because the characters mattered. Season 3 forgot that. It threw deaths at us like confetti and expected us to cry. But we didn't, because we weren't given a reason to care. 4. The biggest sin. Squid Game lost its soul. And that's the tragedy here. Squid Game wasn't just about violence. It was about people, about greed, survival, and the cruelty of capitalism. Season 3, it was just a bunch of stuff happening. No social commentary. Season 1 made us think. It exposed how society pits the poor against each other. Season 3, well, the deepest it got was, babies are important, I guess. No real stakes. We knew who the villains were. We knew how the games worked. There were no surprises, no tension, just going through the motions until the credits rolled. A rushed, unsatisfying end. And after years of waiting, that's what we got. No closure, no emotional payoff, just a shrug and, well, that's over. I don't mind sad endings. I don't even mind if everyone dies. But I do mind when a show I love loses its way, when it trades diff for cheap drama, when it forgets why people loved it in the first place. And that's what Squid Game Season 3 did. It wasn't just bad, it was disappointing. And for a series that started as a masterpiece, that's the worst sin of all. But hey, maybe you loved it. Maybe you think I'm completely wrong. Let me know in the comments, and if you do agree, well, at least we can suffer together. Thanks for watching, and remember, if Netflix ever brings back Squid Game, let's hope they learn this mess.